G'day everyone and welcome to this week's video. I do apologise for not posting one earlier this week. We had a bit of delay in editing, so we're going to do a 2-for-1 tonight. So we're going to have our race of the week for the race B tonight and race of the week for race C, Suzuka as well. So this race is a fairly uneventful race. We do start in P5. This is probably one of the cleanest races we had for the entire week. This week I did experience, and it was universal, we did experience a lot of people gritting, pushing hard and not adhering, I wouldn't say adhering to the rules, but just pushing hard, didn't like losing position. They did actively go out of their way to make sure that they were impacted. So obviously we had Fast Bob in this race, ProDap, a couple of Aussies and myself, and obviously Jay as well. Right now we're in P5, and that's where we started. So we had to chase down P4 just to try to get past him, and then hopefully P3. As you can see, P3 is already rocking a penalty. So obviously that was one problem with this race, is your penalties. Very odd penalties. Some corners you could cut, some you couldn't, which was quite weird. Where the penalty line was another one. The penalty line was after the start-finish line, like extremely past the start-finish line. So you didn't really have an opportunity to clear your penalties if you had one early in the race, or early in the lap. So you see we're just starting to make a move on P4. So we're just trying to manage to get through him. We had the line we needed to get through, which is good. So it's just making that move stick. He was once again having a half-second penalty as well, which didn't help. So you got to be careful with this race. If you copped a penalty in the tunnel straight through the start-finish time, the chances of that penalty being cleared is very, very thin. So the first 3 laps weren't so bad, but you got to plan for the obviously the last lap. You really don't want to carry that penalty through, because in this sort of race where it was extremely close all the way through, you didn't really want to carry a half-a-second penalty or a 1-second penalty, as it would ruin your day. So we've already made a bit of a gap on P5, which is good. He's got his half-second penalty, so he's going to be opened up a little bit, and obviously we'll chase it down P3 ProDap. Now, if you would have seen in the live streams, we had ProDap in a couple of races. He is a very interesting driver, very enforceful driver. If you didn't like how it went, he would make it known for sure. So this is a quick race, 4 laps. It is the reverse circuit. I can't think of the name of it, but it is the reverse of the highway. So your penalty line is in a weird spot. But otherwise, I like this layout, this track. As a return. As a reverse configuration, I actually prefer it more than the right way around, funnily enough. So rocking a half-a-second penalty, which, as I said, very easy to do. As there's some parts of the track you're allowed to go wide and cut, and some you weren't. So you're really on the edge of the track limits and finding them. I'm hoping you do like the intro at the start of these videos. We'll run them now moving forward as well, so you'll have the intro leading to the video just to start off. So let me know in the comments if you do like that. So coming through this tunnel with a half-second penalty, still in P4, had a bit of a gap between P5, which is good. P3 had a penalty as well, so trying to get through to him. He had a 1 second penalty, so I thought we would have caught him. They do look good with the HRT livery, those Genesis G70s. It was the meta car for the week for sure. Everyone was on a Genesis wagon. So we're taking a breather. Make sure you do like and subscribe, guys, to the channel. We are rocking 60 subscribers, which is absolutely phenomenal in a short time since reactivating the channel back in January after having some time off from streaming. So it's great to see the support out there, guys. So make sure you do like, subscribe, comment, and like these videos. And obviously, as I said, any advice you wish to give, I'm happy to take for sure. So we're gaining on P3, but I think we just run out of lap to really catch him, unfortunately. Sections of the track, coming up to the hairpin. This hairpin was a good, very tight one. This one, purple, on the last lap. So coming up to the back section now, just about to come onto the main straight. So just not quite close enough to really impact his race. Short of doing a big dive, which we weren't going to do. And we're too far away to do the dive as well. So that's our race of the week for race B for this week's dailies in Gran Turismo 7. As it fourth was our best efforts. Just unfortunate that the rest of our races were affected, especially our race B races were affected, unfortunately. So now we'll lead into race C, which is Suzuka. We're in the Porsche this week. Still rocking our HRT livery, just with on the Porsche instead of the G70, or the GX, I should say. I was going to try the GX, but I just felt a bit more planted on the ground for this sort of competitive nature of these races. So starting in P5, but even these races were not shy of the griefers, unfortunately. So in this race I did feel like I was spotting the Aussie. A couple of guys going out wide there. Didn't really feel like there's many Aussies with me in this one, unfortunately. Or even New Zealanders. I think I may have been the only one or two in the actual list. So we're cruising through the S's now. train right behind us the whole way. A couple of guys going a bit wide. So as we travel through and complete our first lap, obviously we're in a strong P5. We do have obviously the Mercedes behind us chasing us down, and obviously P4 has opened a bit of a gap up on us. So a bit of a slide through there, which is, but we were able to maintain it. It did allow P6 to catch up to us. As you can see, P5 got fastest and P6 then pushed this back to P7 with P8 right on her tail. Had the pressure of the V8 on us. So it was protect my line at all costs. So I conceded 2 positions. So we were able to open a gap up on that little chicane, which is good. But he was still well and truly in my draft, and he was carrying the draft the long way. So that Lamborghini was fast. holding a solid 5th position again, which is good. But the other guys had a couple of front runners, I think, start the pit. 56 BC, which is good to see a fellow Aussie back there. And he was quick. He was doing alright. Had a bit of a slip and the braking around that hairpin again. But I do enjoy these S's. These S's are fun. If you nail these S's, they can really carry a really good rhythm. 56 was quick. He was on a man on a mission. He opened up again for me, and he caught the other two in front. Still put me back with the Lamborghini again. Halfway point of this race, we're about to start the 5th lap. Still a strong P6, which is good. So I cut the hell out of that corner. Our lap pace shows that we were not up with these guys. It's in 2 minutes 05 lap times with a 2:01 fastest lap, so we were good 4 seconds well off the pace. And I was surprised I was holding these guys back. I would suggest 56 impacted someone because he had a fairly substantial penalty. But we had the choo-choo train behind us still with the Lamborghini right behind us. We still held a gap. That's what mattered, we still remained out there as a gap. Tyre wear wasn't too bad, we used the 3rd amount of tyres. So this was a one pit race, no mandatory tyres because it was only mediums to use, but you had one mandatory pit. Oh, that 3 seconds would have felt terrible. So we're up to P3, which is not a bad effort. As I said, we already get to pit, so there's really no gain for us, but we decided to duck into pits now as we're halfway, and the rest of the train pretty much followed us. So 56 did put a leap on us. He didn't pit for tyres. Like he pitted but didn't change tyres. The rest of the crew, maybe P5 didn't change tyres too. But we had a fresh set of tyres, so we knew we were walking to the finish line now for tyres. So it's just a matter of whether we can push hard enough and keep keep up with these guys and keep the pace. At this point in time, our race was fairly uneventful. There wasn't really too much we could do other than fight the guys off at the back and try to push ourselves to catch up with the P6 in front. Once just entered the pits, and he held the fastest lap of the race. But we were fairly far away from him to impact him so most of the grid was too far back to really impact them, to get a jump on them, because they're already back out in the field. They catch us on the straight because of the slipstream, but I feel like I can pull away from in the S's. So we're still chasing their P5. So we have 3 more laps to fight off. Not too bad with the HRT livery on it. Still a bad livery. So we still had the train behind us, puffing away. We had another Aussie back there, Donald Pump. Sort of handy that those guys at the back were battling away, because it just allowed me to run away with them a little bit. I've got the other guys went right there, so it just allowed me to sort of stay safe because they were all fighting. They weren't really working together, so it sort of slowed down the Lamborghini. So we have 2 laps to go. We did our fastest lap at 2:04.8. BC got past Heidi, so he's up to P4. So all I needed to do is make sure I didn't make any mistakes. Because they would have been on me straight away, so just clean racing. Battling and kept the focus away from me. Because they were getting impatient. So. Lamborghini's been right on me the whole time. But he made the move stick that time. And I gave him the space to go past. Unfortunately, Ben gave him the space for the other guys to jump on me a little bit. Try to go to mid-8th because they did choo-choo train through. Tried to give me a bit of a love tap to push me out a little bit, which didn't help him. He actually lost position for that. Halfway through our second last lap. We're a solid P8. Just got to keep these guys away. So we've got another Aussie behind us. Lap. Just going to make this position stick. He's just come in from us. But we had the other control right on our tail. Much as trying to push to catch the other car. So he's basically picking up the last lap. So I thought about it a couple of times move, but he's actually lost the sideways. So which gave us the opportunity to get our P7 back. I hope you've enjoyed these races, guys, as we're tidying up this race for the week. As I said, these two were our best performing races for the week for the dailies. Gran Turismo 7. Obviously, we held our second round of the community races, community series. Full review and commentary video will be out soon. Thank everyone who competed in that race series. I was live, and the people who were involved. The series scores are up for round 2. Don't forget to stick around for round 3, which will be in May of Fuji circuit. So thank you very much for everyone who joined in and watched, and we'll see you live on our next stream.